Triple H's illustrious WWE career as an in-ring performer ended in 2021 when the game decided to hang up the wrestling boots for a power suit. Recently, Rey Mysterio opened up about never getting a one-on-one match against the King of Kings when the latter was an active competitor. In 2006, Rey Mysterio came face-to-face against Triple H during a Royal Rumble match. The Master of 619 eliminated the game and won the gimmick match. However, the two veterans never had a one-on-one contest inside the squared circle. During an interview on Inside with Chris Van Vliet, Rey Mysterio addressed the fact that he never got to have a singles bout against Triple H. He also jokingly called out the game and said they should do it if the latter ever steps out of retirement for a match. One of the times, I don't know if it was the first one, but Royal Rumble, 2006, when we were in there together. Randy, Orton, himself, and me. That was probably one of the few times. You never had a one-on-one match, never, that's crazy. We gotta bring Hunter back, right? Do a singles, right? Mysterio said. From 45:00 to 45:22, Triple H helped Rey Mysterio join WWE SmackDown in 2022. In 2022, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio were stuck in limbo on Monday Night Raw as a tag team. The two eventually crossed paths with the Judgment Day after the villainous faction kicked Edge out of the group. The two tag teams spent weeks feuding with each other before Dominic decided to join the fray. The Master of 619 was heartbroken by his son's decision to join the group. Later, Dominic and Rhea Ripley chased the veteran away from the brand. Later, Rey Mysterio went to Triple H and announced that he was leaving WWE due to Dominic Mysterio's actions. The game understood Mysterio's situation and helped the Master of 619 join SmackDown. The Chief Content Officer officially moved the legendary Luchador to WWE SmackDown and away from the Judgment Day. However, Dominic and Rey eventually sorted it out inside the ring at WrestleMania 39 in California. In the shadowed recesses of the arena, beneath the roar of the crowd and the glaring lights, a veteran wrestler sat, his face illuminated by the soft glow of his phone screen. He scrolled through an old photo album, a collection of memories from years gone by, matches that had pushed him to his limits, and rivalries that had defined his career. Yet, amidst these snapshots of glory, one absence loomed large, a one-on-one match with the King of Kings, Triple H. "Hey, man, you ready for the promo?" a voice called out, snapping him back to the present. It was his fellow wrestler, Mike, leaning against the doorframe with a casual grin. The veteran, known in the ring as the Outlaw, nodded slowly. "Yeah, just reminiscing," he said, his voice tinged with a hint of nostalgia. "You ever think about the matches that never happened?" Mike chuckled, stepping into the room. "All the time. But hey, you had a hell of a run. What's there to regret?" The Outlaw's eyes flickered with a spark of something unsaid. "Hunter," he replied simply. "We gotta bring Hunter back, right? One more match, just him and me." Mike's grin widened. "Triple H? That's a tall order. But if anyone could get him out of retirement, it'd be you." The Outlaw rose from his seat, his mind already drifting to the possibilities. He and Hunter had crossed paths countless times in tag team matches, multi-man brawls, and Royal Rumbles, but never had they faced off in a one-on-one bout. It was a glaring omission in his otherwise storied career, and as the years passed, the desire to rectify that grew stronger. As they walked towards the ring, the Outlaw's mind wandered to the early days, back when he and Hunter were just starting out. They were young, hungry, and driven by the same passion for the business. The Outlaw recalled their late-night training sessions, where they pushed each other to the brink, dreaming of the day they'd stand across the ring as equals. The promo segment began with a burst of pyrotechnics, the crowd's energy palpable. The Outlaw stood in the center of the ring, microphone in hand, his heart pounding with the weight of what he was about to say. "Tonight, I'm here to talk about unfinished business," he began, his voice steady and commanding. "For years, I've faced the best this industry has to offer. I've fought legends, icons, and future Hall of Famers. But there's one man I've never had the chance to face one-on-one. One man who stands as a pinnacle of this business. Triple H. The crowd erupted, chants of Triple H echoing through the arena. The Outlaw let the noise wash over him, feeling the weight of the moment. Hunter, you and I, we've traveled the same roads, fought the same battles, but we've never stood face to face in this ring, just the two of us. That changes now. I'm calling you out, Hunter. One last match. You and me. Let's give the world the match they've always wanted. The arena buzzed with anticipation, the Outlaw's challenge hanging in the air. The show moved on, but backstage, the whispers began. Would Triple H respond? Could he be coaxed out of retirement for one more match? Weeks passed, the Outlaw's challenge becoming a focal point of WWE programming. Vignettes played, highlighting the storied careers of both men, their parallel paths, and the respect they had for one another. The fans were electric, their desire for the match growing with each passing day. Finally, one night, as the Outlaw stood in the ring, the familiar strains of Motorhead's The Game blasted through the speakers. The crowd's reaction was deafening as Triple H stepped onto the stage, his presence as commanding as ever. Triple H made his way to the ring, his eyes locked on the Outlaw. He climbed the steps, entered the ring, and took a microphone, waiting for the crowd to settle. Outlaw, he began, his voice steady and powerful. You and I, we've been through wars together, but you're right. We've never faced off, just the two of us. You want one last match? You got it. The crowd exploded, the dream match finally set. The Outlaw and Triple H stood face to face, the electricity between them palpable. This was it, the culmination of years of shared history and mutual respect. The build-up to the match was intense, both men pushing themselves to the limit in preparation. Promos, training montages, and interviews dominated WWE programming, each segment adding to the anticipation. On the night of the match, the arena was packed to capacity, the atmosphere electric. The Outlaw stood in his locker room, lacing up his boots, his mind focused and clear. This was more than just a match, it was a chance to cement his legacy, to give the fans a moment they would never forget. The opening bell rang, and the two legends circled each other, the crowd hanging on every move. The match was a masterclass in storytelling, each man giving everything they had, their years of experience and skill on full display. Near falls, reversals, and high-impact maneuvers kept the crowd on the edge of their seats. As the match neared its climax, both men were exhausted, but neither was willing to give an inch. In a final, desperate flurry, the Outlaw countered a pedigree attempt, hitting his signature finisher with everything he had left. The referee counted the pinfall, and the arena erupted as the Outlaw emerged victorious. Both men lay on the mat, breathing heavily, but with a look of mutual respect in their eyes. Triple H extended a hand, and the Outlaw grasped it, the two men standing together as the crowd chanted their names. This was more than just a match, it was a moment of validation, of respect, and of shared history. As they made their way up the ramp, side by side, the Outlaw felt a sense of peace. He had done it. He had faced the King of Kings, and together, they had created a moment that would be remembered forever. Backstage, as the adrenaline began to fade, the Outlaw and Triple H shared a quiet moment, away from the cameras and the crowds. Hell of a match, Hunter said, clapping the Outlaw on the back. The Outlaw smiled, his eyes reflecting the journey they had both taken. Thanks, Hunter. It was an honor. Triple H nodded, a knowing smile on his lips. The honor was mine, Outlaw. The honor was mine. And with that, the two legends walked away, their paths forever intertwined by the match that had finally, and fittingly, brought them together. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you have any more details or angles you'd like to explore, feel free to let me know.